Well, welcome back to the channel. Our next utility dig and project is going to be running power to the garage or shop. So I've got a trench from here all the way over here to the house to put in a 2-inch conduit so I can eventually run the cable from the house here all the way out to the shop so we get power out there. So we're going to get busy today marking this out and starting our dig for that, and then we'll get our 2-inch Schedule 40 PVC that will run in between all of this. But while I have the tractors out here, this is another project on my list to get knocked out. So let's get busy doing that. Well, now since I'm about 3/4 of the way from the house to here, so I don't have an oblong trench, I'm gonna turn the tractor around and start here at the garage and then connect into my trench. That way I stay straight on that and not have to cross over too much. So we'll get with you knocking the rest of this trench out. Well, we got our trench dug all the way to the house, to the shop, and now we'll get our 2-inch conduit and put our 2-inch conduit in here. We're gonna do a 90-degree elbow at the house and a 90-degree elbow here at the shop. Once all that's put together, then we'll go from there. But we gotta head down to Home Depot and go get some pipe, and then we'll be ready to rock and roll and get the two buildings connected. That'll be a big relief, but this is one project on my list that's well underway. All right, well, I made it back safely from Missoula. I hate going into that town because there's just a lot of traffic, especially getting to that Home Depot is a little bit of a nightmare. But we've got all of our pipe, 2-inch and 3-inch. we'll unload our 2-inch pipe here because that's what we're using for the garage or the shop and the house to the house connection. I probably could have gotten away with smaller than 2-inch diameter pipe, but at the same time I know how big those service entry cables are that I need to run, and I really don't want to mess with trying to pull wire through a tight piece of pipe. So I'm going to just go ahead and use the 2-inch, and we'll go ahead and get that unloaded, and then we'll begin putting it together. Well, one of the first things I have to do at this corner before I start putting all the pipe together is I'm going to set the 90-degree angle here, and then we're probably going to need some pipe to come up to be able to penetrate into the wall, but I'll get this one set and then we'll go from there. All right, so I got that set there in the corner, and now we'll just start gluing all of our pipe down the run together. Well, that was a pretty easy process. I mean, gluing pipe together is not rocket science, but we got all of our 2-inch in. We still gotta put our elbow on the other end, and then we'll go ahead and backfill this and be done with it. That way I can clear this up so we can drive back through it and do what we need to do. But we'll get busy getting that other end on, and then we'll start the backfill. There you have it. I've got it all filled in and compacted. I probably need to bring in some additional dirt, and I may do that and kind of grade this out a little better. For right now, it'll work. I still have the ends to do on each end to backfill those, but I want to get everything connected to the house and to the shop before I backfill. That way I've got some room to work down there, and I'm not trying to fight with the dirt. So that's next up, is starting to do the connection to the house. And by connection, I mean we're going to utilize this, so the 90-degree will come up and connect here, and then this will connect into the shop, and then we'll also do the same thing with the house. So that's our next step in this process. All right, well, we got that fitting in there, and then I'll just secure it on the other side and we'll be good here. And then we can backfill and finish this off. All right, so we went ahead and we got 170 feet of 2-gauge wire. This will connect the house to the shop. We've got a 100 amp breaker for the panel in the house, and then we've got our 100 amp service panel in the shop. So we'll get this wire pulled, and then we'll be able to start connecting everything up. I'm glad to get this done prior to Mission Valley Power hooking up the main power. That way I don't have to worry about live lines or any of that. So we'll go ahead and get this pulled and we'll get going. All right, well, after some considerable amount of work, I managed to get that cable from over there at the house all the way through the pipe, and then to this junction, and then we'll get it fitted inside, and then the next thing is to connect it up to the panel on the inside. I also have to still pull the remaining cable through the other entry point into the house so we can start moving it towards that junction box as well. All right, so right there I've got the 100 amp breaker in for the garage. I've got the neutral, the 2 hots, and then the ground is back here. But the garage is wired at the house, and now we'll go out to the garage and finish installing the power there to that sub panel in the garage. Well, another piece of this project, since I went ahead and I picked up the pipe, I went ahead and I got the breaker box for here in the garage so that I could get that installed now as well. Once all this piping is in and everything, I can take measurements and figure out exactly how much cable I need to connect from here to the house. So we'll go ahead and get this panel installed. So what I got for the garage is a 100 amp main breaker panel, indoor one with 12 spaces and 24 circuits. I don't know that I'm going to need that many in the shop, but at the same time, I know that I'm going to need at least 4 for sure, and then if I want to add equipment or other things in here, I have the room to do that. It's kind of one of those things I didn't get with the house. I should have done a little bit better job with that, but this is what we've got for the house, and then we're going to go ahead and get it right up there on the wall. So I'll go ahead and get busy getting this installed in, and then I'll knock off another line item on our board there. It's pretty exciting stuff to get these things crossed off that have been on there for months. Now that we've got the cable run pulled all the way through from the house to the shop here, my next goal in order to complete this hookup is to get connect the cable up to my 100 amp box. I also have to put in a ground bar, and we have a little bit to do there, so we'll get busy doing that. I also have to add a terminal block, a larger one, to handle the ground for the wires coming in. It's a 4-wire. There's 2 hots, a neutral, and then the ground. So we'll get this installed at the upper part of the ground bar, so that way we have a place to ground out to. All right, now we just start putting this stuff together. Well, with the fuse panel wired, we are now completed with our garage power install. We'll get to actually running all the plugs and lights and everything here in the shop at a later time. That's kind of lower priority in the scheme of things, but we've got it ready for that when we're ready to do it, which is pretty cool. I'm pretty excited to have this project done. It's been a long time in the making, but we've got that completed. Our next big project is going to be the actual main power run for the house. That'll be from the power pole on the edge of the outside of the property to the actual meter box at the house. That's a big project too that has been a long time coming, but we're going to get started on that while we have the tractors out here and all the stuff we need to actually get that project done. So stay tuned for that. That's next up is our power install for the main part of the house. Hopefully we'll get that completed here shortly. Anyway, if you like this type of thing, please remember to like and subscribe and hit the bell for notifications when new videos are uploaded. And please make sure to leave some comments. I'd love to hear from everybody. Anyway, thanks for watching.